Good evening. I call this meeting to order of the De Pere Board of Park Commissioners. Grace, will you please take roll?
Alderperson Chandik Kundiger.
I'm here.
Alderperson Defnet Ledvina.
Here.
Alderperson Esserkan.
Here.
Randy Soki.
Present.
Jim Kneisel is excused. Elizabeth McMasters.
Here.
Connor Mason.
Here.
Olivia Alberson.
Here.
Great, thanks, Grace. We have quorum. Public comment on matters not on the agenda. Comments made during the public comment period shall pertain only to matters under the jurisdiction of the Board of Park Commissioners. Is there anyone who wishes to address the Park Board? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to items. Item number 1, welcome to our new teen advisor representing the west side of the river, Olivia Alberson. Welcome aboard.
Thank you.
So,
Hello.
we're glad to have her. We've missed someone from the west side of the river for a while, so we're glad you could be here.
The other.
Way to course correct there.
All right, item 2, consideration and possible action to approve the Board of Park Commissioners minutes from the October 16th, 2025 meeting.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 3, consideration and possible action to accept a $1,000 donation from Hockers Home Services for the Holiday Lights walking event. I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item 4, consideration and possible action to accept a donation from Wisconsin United FC for improvements to the soccer fields at Southwest Park. Marty, do you want to get us started or do you want to have a motion first?
Probably motion first.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second. Discussion. Marty, why don't you bring us up to speed on this?
So I'll do just a quick summary of the memo. But we've had, since Southwest Park was built, we've had agreements with two organizations, De Pere Select Soccer and De Pere Rapids Soccer. They gave a very large donation to the development of Southwest Park. That agreement has now expired, and while De Pere Rapids is operating without an agreement, but we still honor priority usage out there, De Pere Select Soccer has now blended with other select soccer programs and have created United, or FC United. So they would like to come forward and offer a proposal to extend that agreement, which essentially gives them priority use of those soccer fields that are in question. Not all of them that are in question. It also gives them priority use, but not exclusive use. So when I mean that, if they're not using them, the public is still allowed to use the field. So we've been operating under this premise for the last 18 years since Southwest Park has been developed. When you look at what they are offering, really the core of the proposal are two components. One is the $60,000 over the course of I believe it's 7 years to construct the ADA accessible path out to the southerly part of the park. If you know, right now, we did some landscaping out there so that it can be used for soccer and other things, but we have no ADA accessible route out there, so we really can't offer so-called games. So it can be used for practice, pickup, whatever, but we can't use it for games. So it would be a very welcomed addition to the park. They've also, while it's already done, they have donated without any strings attached 2 goals that were to the value of $14,000. So you have those 2 items. They are also offering to pay for a growth regulator. Our park superintendent wants to try a growth regulator that would limit the amount of times we actually have to go out there and mow. So in order to keep the grass short, for what soccer wants, we usually have to mow at a minimum twice a week. Hope the growth regulator would push that down so we're not traveling out there and mowing as much. If it works, then they want to continue that, and they would donate the money for that to continue. And then the last piece, which it's an offering, I don't know if you can bank on it because we just don't know if it would happen, but they have offered to help fundraise for the parking lot that is part of the master plan for out at Southwest Park. So if we were to move forward with a parking lot, we could coordinate with them and then ask them to fundraise. We don't know what the fundraising would be because that'd be looking into a crystal ball, and we can't do that. And we also don't know if the city wants that parking lot there yet. So that I think you have to not necessarily consider when you're looking at the proposal, but it's sitting out there. So if you would approve the proposal, we would look at putting those three components into an agreement, send it to legal, they would draft it, and then it would go to council. Hopefully I didn't confuse everyone.
Questions for Marty? Marty, am I correct? This is a 7-year deal this time around, not an 18-year deal?
Correct. Okay. Yes.
Other discussion? Anyone from the internet world wish to speak on this issue? Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next item. Item 4, consideration possible action to, item 5. Consideration possible action to accept a donation from VFW Post 2113 to improve the memorial at Bicentennial Park, valued at $17,610. I will move to approve.
I will second.
Marty, would you like to discuss, give us an overview?
Yeah, two quick things. So in the memo, I actually misspoke on the value. The value that I put in the memo was like $17,000, et cetera. The actual value is $23,616. So my apologies for that, but the total value of it is replacing the stone and the wall, and the monuments that are in the wall. So that would be a total of $23,616 in value. The sign, which is another component of the proposal. The other thing that I would mention is that Mr. Hansen from the VFW Post is here. If you would have any questions from the staff perspective, they're looking at updating the actual monument. So they're not looking at this point in time, they're not looking at making any changes other than just replacing it to its original condition.
If we'd like to hear from Mr. Hansen, we would need to open the meeting. And I would be in favor of that, to let him speak if he wishes to speak since he's here.
I'll make a motion to open the meeting.
I'll second.
Thanks. All those in favor of opening the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Mr. Hansen, please step up to a mic. Please state your name and address for the record, please.
Randy Hansen with the De Pere VFW Post 2113. Address is 5314 Gold Dust Court, De Pere.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Would you like to just kind of give us, from your point of view, the project, the need for the project, maybe the scope, and anything else you'd like to share with us?
Okay, if you look at the packet you have, it includes pictures of the existing improved area around the flagpole. And we've been out there and looked at it. It was done on May 31st, 1976, a ways ago, 50 years ago. And the only drawback for that project back then was that they made it out of concrete and stone. So over those 50 years, we've had a lot of problems with frost heaving. When you get concrete and you get water and ice freezing in the concrete, it breaks it apart. And that's really what's happened to the stone area right now. And our project really is just to take out the old and put in the new. And we're looking at a 4-phase project. The first phase will be in April, where we take out the old. And then in May, we'll have Liza Landscape rebuild it with modern stones and pavers. And the advantage there is that in the future, if you do get the frost heaving or animal damage and stuff like that, you can easily take out the pavers or the stones and just rebuild it the way it was. So it's a very cost-effective way of doing it. And then the third thing is Creative Signs is going to be creating new plaques for it out of bronze. And so again, those are lifelong projects, and now they'll install those right after the laser work is finished. And then the rededication will happen we're planning for the 4th of July, about 10 a.m., the same time that America celebrates our 250th birthday. And we thought that's appropriate that we do this because Bicentennial Park is kind of associated with the 250th anniversary of America.
Marty.
Randy, could you elaborate a little bit? It's not related to the fundraising or the aspect of it, but could you just touch on the time capsule that is in there and what the intentions are for that?
Well, as I mentioned, the actual display area, if you look at the pictures, there's a plaque on the back of the wall that's there, and it is kind of falling apart. It's right here. The Good Samaritan found it and gave it to me. And it really does say documents under the bicentennial brick for the flagstone in the flagstone area may be removed and examined. We have no idea where the flagstone area is. So the current plan right now is when that area is torn up and taken away and thrown away, we're there and we recover whatever documents are there, wherever they're at, and actually donate them to the Pere Historical Society. We've already talked to them about that. So then those would go on permanent display at the new museum. And that's kind of the plan. We don't intend to rebury them because we have no idea what their condition is.
Would you have any thoughts on creating a new time capsule and putting new items representing De Pere at 2026?
That's always a possibility because you can always make room under the pavers or within the wall to do that. So that is a possibility.
That'd be neat.
But again, if we do that, then the instructions have to be a little clearer where it is.
Nobody from the Post is around yet to recall where that was?
No, from either the VFW Post 2113 or the American Legion Post 230.
Thank you, Randy. Does anyone have questions for Mr. Hansen?
I do want to add one thing, is I think the value of $23,616 as far as us obtaining those donations is kind of within our grasp. We hope it is. We've had two recent projects within the city. First is a new Veterans Monument in the VFW Park, which was done maybe 2.5 years ago. And that was really an $18,000 project that was fully funded through donations from the public. And the last one we did last year was the two monuments that are on the fire station, at each fire station. And if you haven't seen them, they're the black granite monument right next to the flagpole. That, again, was about a $20,000 project, again, fully funded through public donations. So I think this is within our grasp, and I think it does need to be done.
Thank you for sharing those details
Right.
about the fundraising.
Yep.
It's great that our community supports these projects. Any questions for Mr. Hansen? Thank you for being here tonight. We'll head back to regular order. So
Okay, thank you.
Randy. I'll move to return to regular order.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're back in regular order. Marty.
Just one real quick thing. It's in the memo, but as part of the overall proposal, this would include city staff and resources taking out the wall and the pavers, the concrete, which with appropriate amount of time, we should be able to figure it out.
Which means Marty's going to find that time capsule.
Good possibility.
Don't open it, Marty.
No.
All right. Any further discussion on the item? Otherwise, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Thank you, Randy and the VFW for bringing this project forward and tackling it for us and for the community. Moving on, discussion items. Item 1, discussion on the playground replacement at Carney Park.
So this, I'm just looking for guidance because this is a little unique. Carney Park is a very, very small, I would consider it a micro park, and it's a very tiny playground. So it's also within, I think, like 1,200 feet of Willems Park, which has a brand new playground. So what we're looking for, though, is there's money in the budget. It's $125,000, and we can go one of three directions with that particular playground. In the past, the park board has pretty much leaned towards the fact that we want to do port in place. So if you do port in place, we become even a little bit more limited, because at $125,000, we have to remember that the general rule of thumb is whatever you spend on play equipment, that's what port in place costs. And it's actually not even that anymore. It's more like 60-40. So if we were to do a $60,000 playground all total, then it would cost about $60,000 for a port in place. We also have to add sidewalk in there. So we can go the one of three options. We can get more bang for the buck if you want to go with wood chips. We can get more playground, more swings. In the past, if you recall, oh boy, what playground was it? We intended on doing wood chips, and then we stopped, and then we ended up doing port in place. So I think the direction from the park board in the past is that we want to do port in place, but you have that option. So the other option is, if you go with port in place, you can do a play structure and get a little bit bigger play structure and not have any swings, or you can get a small play structure and get swings. Right now, if you look at, there's the playground now. So it has swings and it has a small play structure. My recommendation is that you'd go with that approach. We would put in a double base swing. Most playgrounds get triple base swings, but we would put in a double base swing and then a small play structure, because that's very similar to what's there. So that's what we would recommend, unless you want to go a different direction.
I'm going to ask our teen advisors. They're much closer to this than I am. What are your thoughts, Connor?
Well, I would say keep it as similar as we can get it to what it is now. Obviously, is that a triple? That's a double bay that we have right now, yeah?
Yep.
So, yeah, keep it as similar to what we have now. My little brother sure enjoys his swings, believe me. So, definitely, honestly, for me, it doesn't matter port in place or not. But just definitely implementing the swings into just a good variety, I would say. Yeah.
Thanks. Olivia.
So I do live near that park and also Williams Park. I know there's a lot of kids since the update or the remodel of Williams Park. There's been a lot more kids go there. But I also agree with keeping the same structure, just because swings are very popular too. So.
Thank you. Anyone else? Shayna.
Would we still have like baby swing option like there is now? It looks like there's 2 baby swings and.
Well, yeah, we would have to talk about that, because our approach has been that we put in a tot swing or 2 tot swings and a ADA swing. Well, if you do that, there aren't many, swing options. So we may have to look at doing 2 standard belt swings, a tot swing, and a ADA or multi-generational swing.
Okay.
That's what I would recommend. Just because I don't think we want to void the tot and the ADA swing.
No, for sure. Okay, cool.
Oh, hey, how we doing, Amy?
Hi. I'm wondering if any thought to not having the secondary option and having like berms built in or something that's more natural to play on. Could be lower cost, could be just as fun, especially with the proximity to another park. It might stretch our dollar too. So
instead of a bermed sidewalk, put in just a berm?
Instead of the secondary play, like the swing set, but then have like berms or something more natural put in, like we've talked about with some other. It's just a thought to have something maybe be a little less, like you don't have to put anything down there. It could just be grass. I I don't know, kids just, they want to run and they want to, that would be just something to consider in spaces like this with such close proximity to something else. Just something to think about.
When we go out for bid, there are a couple of companies that are kind of, they think of play in a whole different kind of concept. So we will reach out to them, and hopefully they will. We've never been able to convince them to bid, but we will certainly reach out to them.
That'd be cool. Thank you.
Any other comments from Marty? Since this is a discussion item, we will not vote on anything or ask for a motion. Discussion item number 2, discussion on beer garden survey and potential changes.
I mean, really, in the memo, there's a lot of information from the survey. I just wanted to provide this to you so that you can see all the comments that came from the beer garden. The memo it's not a perfect summary, but it's a lot of the information that we pulled out, and we've been already talking internally about some of the changes that we want to make. So, really the two biggest ones, the food trucks. And so if you've ever been there and you waited for an hour and 15 minutes for food, you weren't alone. So we're definitely getting more food trucks. And the other one is we've ramped up the amount of time that music will be available. Music started at 5:30, so we're actually going to start at 5 o'clock.
There were also some concerns about location of the music.
Yeah, we saw that. I did see that, and my brain's been kind of fuddling around with what could be done, but there's no perfect solution that's out there because of the patio and where people want to sit. So, I mean, we have people. Part of our problem is that the musician on the patio really is supposed to play to the people on the patio. However, we have people spread out everywhere in the park. I mean, there's people up by the food trucks. There's people, if you ever been there, there was one time there was a row of parents up by the playground with their chairs that were listening. So we have people literally everywhere in the park. So I don't know what we can possibly do to make it a perfect musical experience for everybody in the park. I just don't know if we can do that. We have to rearrange, put an addition on the Nelson Pavilion maybe. I don't know.
Then we can get a fireplace in there.
So it was more just for questions in case anyone had.
Shayna.
What about the comments about offering drinks other than beer?
Sorry, yes, we have already talked. I don't think we're going to get into the world of soda, but we are for sure going to be offering water at the beer station.
Perfect. Thank you.
Mike.
I thought the music was fine. I mean, at anywhere in the park was okay. If we're starting music earlier, will that adjust the cost of things? Will that we have to pay the musicians more? And
yes, we have in our budget that was just approved. We have upped the cost of what our musicians that we would be offering to pay.
Okay.
So, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's going to affect the quality of our musician, and we fit it within our budget. So,
okay, good.
Connor.
In terms of like music and food trucks, like how, I guess, consistent are food trucks and musicians? Like, are we having like the same band kind of coming like regularly, or what are we looking at?
So our musicians, during the summer we never have the same one. So it's never the same person every week. It's always different. From year to year, we typically have we'll typically have one or two musicians that will carry over from the year before.
Yeah.
Our goal is to provide variety. As far as the food trucks, Paula has been working on that. I think it's going to shift gears a little bit, but we try to offer variety for that as well. So every week there's different food trucks that are there. Now, there could be a food truck. So there were 11 events last year. There could have been a food truck that came there 3 times throughout the summer, but every week it's something different. One of the things that we are talking about too, we're hoping, and we want to reach out to like some of the parent organizations if you remember at the grand opening, the parent organization from the Pierce School District had like their food tent. Basic food, but very economical in price, and it helped them out. So we're hoping that maybe some of our events, some of those organizations would want to participate so that you don't have to pay $18 for a hamburger. So if any of the parent groups are out there listening, please call me.
All right. Other questions from Marty around beer gardens? Okay, next up, staff update. Staff update on the ice arena.
So just real quickly, myself, the mayor, and our city manager, we had a meeting with all of the user groups from the ice arena, and the topic of the ice arena will be going to council, I believe, the second meeting in December. And that's going to be the meeting where council is going to get the whole topic thrown on their lap. They're probably going to have to chew on it for a meeting or two before we get some type of direction. But the second meeting in December is when we'll start moving things along.
Got it. Will that come back to us or after the council?
Depends on the council in some fashion or another. I'm sure the park board's going to be involved.
Excellent. Staff update on donation, life jacket grant from AOAP.
Chelsea's memo's in there. That just gives an update to it. So
it's a really nice donation on their part. So thank you to the AOAP group for the donation of life jackets, PFDs. Next up, future agenda items. Does anyone have future agenda items? Connor.
Very loosely a future agenda item, but I'm really excited about it, so I got to share. The disc golf course out at Legion, went out there, amazing, looks great. Really happy with what happened out there. And if we can get more small little things in there, just, kind of out of the box, different, little projects, I guess you could say, just here and there, that'd be great. But yeah, just mainly want to share. I don't know if anybody's gotten out there, but it's amazing. It's great.
We got a long way to go yet, but yes.
Right, but so far.
Yep.
Yes.
I saw orange cones. I saw one new tee pad, but I was driving down Webster. So
I went out to go and play, and I looked out, and there was construction vehicles and guys in yellow. But I got to see a few of them. Look good so far. So yeah.
I saw people going around the cones to get on them.
Yeah.
Shocker.
Yeah. But I was happy about that. It was dry for a couple days at least.
Oh. Other future agenda items. Marty, I'm wondering, have you heard anything from that East River improvement group? And what?
There was just a meeting like 2 or 3 days ago. I wasn't able to make it, but I know for the city of De Pere's end, I can try to get an update for us at a future meeting.
If you find something, somewhere down the road, I'd be curious because it kind of looks like we might be having progress on possible prairie restoration near me, but just curious.
Yeah, I could give you an update, but I'm not supposed to do that.
No.
So I'll do it at a future meeting.
We look forward to it at a future date. Anyone else? Future agenda items from Marty? Seeing none, a motion to adjourn is in order.
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor of adjourning, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.